We got it for you today. Welcome, everybody. Welcome. Thanks for joining us today. We got a good one for you today, folks. Today we're talking rockfish because it's going to close here in just a couple of days is the end of rockfish season. So we're going to talk about that today. We're also going to talk about what I'm doing here coming up in the new year. We're going to answer some questions. And I know a lot of you are going, where is she? Where is the beautiful Kelly girl? Kelly girl's not feeling too good today, gang. She's got a little bit of a cold. So she's laying low, hanging out with the cats. Darren, good job a couple days ago on them fish. Looked like you made the family super happy. But gang, we got a good show for you today. I hope you all stay in here the whole time. We got a lot of cool stuff to talk about. Today is pretty much text the show Thursday. If you have anything interesting you want to talk about, go ahead and feel free to text me at any time at 949-374-0786. I'll answer all your questions to the best of my ability. And today is Pacific Sport Fishing Alliance Thursday. Larry and the boys over at Pacific Sport Fishing Alliance always have Thursdays sponsored. So thank you, Larry. And we'll talk about what's going on with Pacific Sport Fishing Alliance here about the middle of the show. So thank you all for joining us today. Dave Burris, Tim, Jeff, Darren, all of you. Thank you very much. Gang, how spectacular was that fishing last night? That was epic. He was all done. Justin was done, limited out on that first set for two guys. And then he was lucky enough to catch enough for him and his deckhand. Everybody got limits. Really, if you kind of kept count, he ended up catching 60 legal lobsters last night. And he made sure that he never had more than he needed. He never had more than he needed, gang. There was a lot of people that were very, very worried about last night about how many lobsters does he have on the boat. He never had more than 27 until the very end. Then he put his 28th on the boat. There was never a time where he had more on the boat than he was allowed to have by law. The really interesting thing that I find interesting, gang, is how many people are so worried about the law. We got this, gang. We do this for a living every single day. We know the law. We know what goes on. We know how to handle it. So relax, everybody. Just enjoy the flippin' show. It's so spectacular. No one's ever done anything like this before. Those hardcore viewers that are always there, Dave Burris, Tim, John, Mrs. Hot Rod, welcome back. I don't know where you've been, but thanks for coming back to us, Jeanette. Nice to see you. Dave from Deckhand Sports, always a pleasure to see you on the show. What a phenomenal evening last night. They just big lobster after big lobster after big lobster. He ended up catching 28 legal lobsters. The average weight was 4 pounds. Yeah, a lot of 5-pounders and a lot of 3-pounders, but the average weight was 4 pounds. That's a pretty spectacular evening. And that was local. That was in Long Beach, LA Harbor. Gang, we got a gigantic swell coming. This started out last night. It's full speed right now. It's going to be going all through Saturday. So, gang, be very, very careful if you're going out. Some of the harbors that are going to be gnarly, going to be Mission Bay is going to be gnarly to get out of. Oceanside Harbor. You move up the coast. As you get up the coast there into Santa Barbara, that swell gets pretty gnarly in there with that sandbar. And then Ventura and Oxnard harbors, you got to be very careful coming in and out of the harbors. So, but that being said, the fishing tonight should be epic for lobsters, and throughout the weekend should be phenomenal because you got that movement on the bottom. Hey, Marley, how are you? You got that movement on the bottom, gang, that causes that lobster to crawl really well. I'm so sorry, Jeanette. Hopefully you're feeling better. Don't give me the cooties. Hopefully I can't get it through here. But gang, listen. Last night, if you were following the book and you were paying attention to the book would have told you that they wouldn't crawl last night because it was a big old giant moon. Now, it wasn't fully full, but it was pretty big and pretty bright. And last night showed us one more time that really we all think we kind of have a half a clue of what we're talking about, but it showed us one more time. You can throw the books away. You can throw anything away. The best time to go is when you can go. And think about that. If Paul, Justin's client last night, was trying to plan his trip around the moon, he would have missed out on that phenomenal lobster fishing. Now, the fishing on the artificial reefs and stuff was tough yesterday during the day for Justin because of that swell. But oh my goodness, the lobster fishing was epic. And if you pay attention to our game plans, Pablo's put together a pretty nice game plan for you guys for this weekend. Justin's put together a pretty damn nice game plan, and Sonny's put together a nice game plan. But everybody's going to be in their game plans, and then my game plan for Catalina and everywhere else. We're talking about this swell, gang. This is a real one. I was listening this morning to the news, and they were saying somewhere between 12 and 20 feet in some spots along the coast. That's a real swell. What does that do to our bass fishing and our shallow water fishing? It makes it almost impossible. It's going to stir that bottom up. It's going to take all that sediment. It's going to make the ocean very, very dirty. Mission Bay entrance, 11-foot swell. Yeah, I'm not going out of Mission Bay. And I'm not going out of Oceanside Harbor. I'm just not doing it, gang. I'm not going to go. Sorry. If you're going to go, good luck. If you're going to go, let us know. And some of our members will go down there and make some videos and send them to me, and we'll make it go viral because it's going to be very, very scary. Okay? And I know. There's some of you that have been doing this way longer than I have that know how to get in and out of the harbor on a big swell. But why? We live in Southern California where we have 364 beautiful days. Why go out on the one crappy day? That's what I always say. But I know there's a lot of you that know way more about it than I am. So please make sure you make videos so we can see them. So when your boat's on the bottom of the ocean, maybe your phone will float over towards the rock. Someone can grab it and we can get some good video. But don't be dumb this weekend. Be very, very smart. Be very, very diligent. If you're going to fish lobsters, stay in the harbor. It's going to be good. It's going to be good inside the harbor. There's no reason to go out. But listen, those of you that are in other harbors that don't have that swell problem at the mouth of the harbor, yeah, Devo, 20 foot at Morro Bay. Woohoo! I ain't going out. Maybe they'll get another whale watch boat to go out today. That would be fun. Get some more of those badass videos. But think about this, gang. Rockfish closes midnight Sunday night. We've been talking about this coming since they changed the rules on September to where we couldn't fish anything shallower than 300 feet. Well, that day is here. We're just a couple days away from the Rockfish closure, which is going to go now until April 1st, which is doesn't make any sense, but it is what it is. So we have to work around it. So KellyGirl doesn't feel good today, Mike. And I told her Mike Lewis is going to be very bummed because he's not going to get to see what your hair looks like today. But she doesn't feel that great. So she's taking it easy today, laying low. She's been up all night cleaning up cat piss. Finn has decided that all the furniture in the house is his to pee all over. So Finn's peeing all over everything, Mike Lewis. So the next time you come here, there might not be a Finn living here. No, I'm just kidding. We'll get it. We'll work around that. We'll figure it out. But right now she's staying up late cleaning pee, and she's kind of doesn't feel good. So back to what we were talking about, rockfish. Gang, this is it. Got 2 days, really. Well, no, you got 3. I'm sorry. Today's Thursday. You got Friday, Saturday, Sunday to go catch your rockfish. I would suggest grabbing as many spots as you can. I was looking through our library of spots right before I went live. It looks like we have right around 35 or 37 deep water rockfish spots on the hot spots videos. I could go to any one of those spots tomorrow and catch my limit of rockfish. You all should take advantage of that and get out there and go do that, because It's going to close, and it's going to be closed until April 1st. But let me just explain something to you. It could be closed longer. I know. Peel yourself up off the ground. It could be closed longer. Why is that? Because I don't know if you've been paying attention, but like Frank Lopresti says in that one video we were showing for a little while, he went to enough meetings where he was told that the United States of America is on a mission to stop fishing, recreational fishing, commercial fishing in the United States of America. And we've set on the forefront of that here in Southern California. We are the ones that they are after the most. Anybody that has a suntan and goes outside, and being outside makes you smile, the current administration in the state of California is doing everything in their power to make sure that they wipe that smile off your face. And they don't want, they do not like me in any way, shape, or form because I have a suntan. So I'm enemy number one. And the rest of you are all the enemy too. They do not want you fishing in California. So we all want to hope and pray and hope that it's going to open on April 1st, but there's no guarantee, gang. So I would suggest if you have an opportunity to go fishing this weekend, you want to get out there and go fishing. Well, yeah, if you don't go out of those harbors, if you go, Justin, if you go out of the harbors that have a good entry in and out, it won't be bad. Oceanside Harbor, Mission Bay, those are going to be gnarly. Newport Harbor will be gnarly. Newport Harbor, the entrance there will be gnarly. Dana Point, it has a tendency to get real big, but it's a workaround. You may get in or out. LA Harbor, you won't have a problem. San Diego Harbor, you won't have a problem. But just be careful when you're going. But do the Rockfish thing again if you can. If you can get out in a safe manner, Sunday's going to be beautiful. The swell's going to be gone by Saturday afternoon, and Sunday's going to be epic out on the water. Go do the Rockfish thing and go catch as many as you possibly can legally by law and put them in your freezer and have some fresh fish for the wintertime. Because like I said, we do not know what's going to happen. We know they're having some more stupid meetings about closing fishing in California. They're on a mission to stop fishing. So just understand, if you got an opportunity to go rockfish fishing this weekend, go. But the one thing that I can guarantee you, and if you watched Justin last night, the lobsters are flipping, crawling. Thank you, Richie. Kelly, everybody's saying they hope you get well soon. So she's in the other room, laying down, relaxing. So, gang, if you have some lobster gear, you haven't had a chance to go lobster fishing tonight, tomorrow night, Saturday night are going to be probably the best that they could possibly be. If anything, Justin showed us last night that the moon doesn't matter. When there's a big swell, it is phenomenal. Yeah, the last 2 nights, Sandy, have been unbelievable. So fun to watch. So fun to watch. No, Bob, they do not want us buying fish from the United States either. They want you buying foreign caught, unsustainable fish from other countries. They talk out both sides of their mouth. We talk about this a lot on our show. We're going to have Dave Marciano from Wicked Tuna and Angelica Seafood on the show tomorrow. We'll talk more about American caught seafood and how important it is to support your commercial fishermen in America, because there's a lot of us uneducated out there that are sport fishermen. Thank you, Jeanette. Thank you very, very much. And that leaves that, I'm sorry, but there's a lot of people that think the commercial fishermen are the problem. They're not, gang. The United States of America is the #1 consumer of seafood in the world. Whether you want to say China, Japan, whatever you want to say, that's all fine and dandy. But the United States of America is the #1 consumer of seafood in the world. But we don't buy our own seafood. It's just ludicrous to even think of that. We do not buy our own seafood. Our seafood goes to other countries and they pay the most unbelievable premium price for our seafood. Here's the disconnect. We won't buy our own seafood. Why? Because it costs more than foreign country seafood. Why does it cost more? because ours is so regulated that we have to charge more. Foreign countries do not practice sustainable fishing. A lot of the fish are farm raised in swamps and sewers, and then they try to pass it on to you as a sustainable seafood, which doesn't even make any sense at all. So tomorrow's show is going to be spectacular. Yeah, Kim, Dan, thank you. Dave Marciano. We all know the show, Wicked Tuna. I talked to Marciano this morning for about an hour to get ready for our show tomorrow. And like I told him, everybody that knows you knows the show. We're not going to talk about Wicked. We might talk about it at the end of the show like we did Anthony's World Tour last week. We want to talk about the man. We want to talk about Dave Marciano and his beautiful wife, Nancy, and how they got into this whole fishing thing. And we're going to do like we always do. We're going to go deep. Oh, that was my elbow. We're going to go deep on this show with Dave Marciano tomorrow. You're going to get to learn all about him, where he came from, how he got to where he is, what's going on next in Dave Marciano's life. Because that TV show is fun and we all have a good time watching it, but that's not Dave Marciano. There's so much other cool stuff about Dave Marciano. So we're going to get to talk about that tomorrow. That's the cool thing about bringing these special guests on the show. Not that I'm the greatest interviewer in the world, but I grew up in this industry my whole life. So I know the right things to talk to these guys about it. Ask the right questions. So it's going to be fun. I guarantee you're going to learn a lot about Dave Marciano. If you want to know about Wicked Tuna, go watch it. It's on YouTube. You go watch his show and see what I'm talking about. This guy is hardcore, as hardcore could be. Lifetime commercial fisherman. He's been catching the fish that we eat for Stephen Bora. Wow. Cat P is the absolute worst. But Stephen, it's good to see you. I feel very honored when people like Stephen jump in. I love all of you, but Stephen's been my friend for a super long time. So when I can catch his attention and he watches me, I swell up. It gets me really excited to talk when guys like Stephen, and I love all of you, don't get me wrong, Kim and Dan, Darren, Dave, all of you guys that watch me every day, I love you. But man, yes, good job. Absolutely. You're always catching the big whoppers. You're the man. But I'll see if I can pull that picture up while we're talking. But gang, I want you to pay attention to tomorrow's show. And if you can't watch it live, remember, we do this show Monday through Friday at 12 o'clock Pacific Standard Time, but then it goes out on all podcast carriers right afterwards. And it's always on Facebook and it's always on YouTube. So you can always go back and watch it. And if any of you didn't see the show on Friday with Anthony Shea, wasn't that epic? Wasn't that spectacular? I mean, what a great human that guy is. All that he's given back to the war heroes and everybody else. I mean, you got to learn a lot. And I know a lot of us, we like to watch his world tour, but you got to learn about the man. And that's what you're going to get to do tomorrow with Dave Marciano. You're going to get to learn about the man. And you're going to get to learn about all that he does and all that he gives back. And he comes out here every year to Southern California to do the Rollo's kids trip, the Tuna Wars. Him and his wife, Nancy, they split him up this last year because the other captain couldn't make it. So Nancy had to go fish without Dave on a different boat. But they're giving back. They do that out of the kindness of their hearts. They pay for that trip. They pay for that out of their pocket, and they go and they give back, and you're going to get to learn all about the great things that he's doing to give back to the fishing industry, because he'll tell you, he just happened to get lucky and get on that show, and it absolutely changed his life financially and mentally, and it helped him out. But he's still, at the end of the day, he's a commercial fisherman, and he has to go fish to sustain his life and feed his family. And he's got a bunch of great sayings, and they're all going to be on here. And we're going to have so much fun listening to him tomorrow. And I'm not going to keep beating on this dead horse about the sustainability of American caught seafood, but it's real. And these people that are telling you, they're talking out of both sides of their mouth. It's tragedy. And that's why I bring all these fishmongers on the show. And Dave Marciano is going to be a great addition to the show. So I'm really looking forward to it. But gang, today, I can't find the picture, Steve. Send it to me right now. Again, I was trying to pull it up on social media. Send me the picture real quick on my phone. So gang, listen. Oh, Dave, you got to stop doing that. You got to stop hitting that button. See, when Kelly's not in here babysitting me, I just run amok. Gang, if you have a burning question, go ahead and send it in to me. But think about this rockfish. Did you see Justin catch that with his family the other night? That was pretty spectacular to watch him catch that thresher shark live on our show on Your Saltwater Guide. Thank you very, very much, Stephen. Thank you. Yeah, I really enjoyed it. I had a really good time interviewing Anthony, and he was very gracious. The guy doesn't need to do my silly little show, but he did, and it was pretty cool, and I was pretty happy. Gang, I got really big news. It's going to blow your minds. I'm going to be at the Bard Hall show at in Long Beach. I'm going to be at the Del Mar show in Long Beach, and I'm going to be speaking twice. I'm going to be speaking at 12 o'clock, and I'm going to be speaking at 3 o'clock both days. But if you are coming to the Bard Hall show in Long Beach, I'm the only person at the show that is giving you guys a discounted ticket. There is nobody else. If you grab the QR code, or if you go to the website, the Bard Hall Shows 2024, and you purchase your ticket and you use the code YSWG2024, you're going to save $2 per ticket. And they're going to track it. And they're going to let us know how many people came from Your Saltwater Guide, gang. Let's blow this thing up. I'm going to be there speaking. Come to the show. Come see me, hang out. I'm not going to have a booth, so I'm not going to be stuck in the booth. I can wander around with you. We can go talk to people. You can drag me around and have me go look at a rod or a reel or something you want to buy. I'm going to be mobile, just me. Kelly's not coming. She's going to stay here and take care of the monkey. There's Marley right there looking at himself in the mirror right behind me. He loves that mirror. He's staring at him there. Yeah, we're talking about you, Marley. But Kelly will not be there, so I'll be there. So come to the Bard Hall show, gang. Get $2 off your ticket. Come hang out. I'm going to do a seminar at noon with Larry Hansen from Pacific Sportfishing Alliance. We're going to be talking about that great trip KellyGirl and I are going on in September to Alaska. And you can fish with KellyGirl and I in Alaska. And then we're going to talk about the trips that are going to be coming up down here in the Baja in Mag Bay and Lopez Mateos. And you guys watch all those videos I make of fishing in Lopez Mateos. So we're going to do that for the first hour. That's at 12 o'clock, both for Saturday and Sunday. And then the show you all love, the free-for-all Dave Hansen running around the stage yelling and screaming at everybody, throwing hats and having a good time and bringing lots of gifts for the children that show up. I'll be doing that at 3 o'clock, both Saturday and Sunday. But grab the QR code or go on the website and save that $2 and let's blow this thing up. Let's show Bart that it was worth bringing Captain Dave up there. Let's show Bart that it was definitely a big deal to have Your Saltwater Guide in the house, gang. We can blow this thing up. We get 30 million views a month, gang. There's no reason why we can't blow this thing up in Long Beach. All of you in the north, in Santa Barbara, Ventura area, it's a quick, easy drive down the freeway on a Saturday morning. And the Pacific Coast Sport Fishing Show in March, I'll be there with my full entourage, Justin, Pablo, KellyGirl, Amanda, and Kate. We'll all be there. The girls will all be supporting us. And hopefully Sonny and his wife will make it down. I don't know. He's got this full-time yacht job up there in Ventura right now, so we don't know. That was all because of Your Saltwater Guide. But let's make a huge appearance at the Bard Hall show. Let's just do this. Let's get on there. Let's get these tickets, and let's show them that it was worth having me come there, gang, because it's going to be a blast. And then those of you that are thinking about that trip with Larry Hansen and the boys at Pacific Sport Fishing Alliance, we're going to be up there in Gustavus, Alaska, I don't even see that, Elliot. Where'd you put it? We got 1 ticket available for the first trip and 3 or 4 tickets available for the second trip, but I don't even see it. What happened? What happened? I'm sorry, gang. I'm being a potato head. I'm trying to look for that. Oh, there it is. Okay, I found it. Elliot moved it to a different spot. If you want to join me and KellyGirl up there in beautiful Alaska, that's the trip right there. The 7th of September, and then again on the 12th of September. We're going to be up there for the whole 2 weeks, KellyGirl and I, and you guys can come in and out and go fish with us and hang out at the resort up there. I'm excited. I've never been. KellyGirl's excited. She's never been. We're going to Alaska to go fly fishing for salmon and trout, and we're going to go do the halibut thing, and we're going to go out on the boat and do the salmon thing, and we're going to do everything in that time that we're up there. It's going to be super exciting. So try to join us, gang. It'll be an incredible trip. All you got to do is call 760-331-2650 and let Larry know you're your saltwater guide subscriber, watcher, you listen, whatever it is, however you found us, just let Larry know there's a discount for you. Joining your saltwater guide in Alaska. So don't miss that trip, everybody. It's going to be spectacular. I'll put the QR code up here in a second. I'm producing the show by myself today. I don't know if you guys know, but it's kind of like Christmas time or something. There's the QR code. So Elliot's taking the day off. He'll be with me tomorrow, though, helping me produce the Marciano show, which will be epic. Epic, because we're going to get to learn about Dave. But grab the QR code there, gang, if you want to join me and Kelly on that trip. It's going to be spectacular. But let's get back into talking about what we started talking about before we got into talking about our Alaska trip. Rockfish, gang. This is it. Sunday night at midnight, it closes. And supposedly, remember this show, supposedly it's going to open up again on April 1st, 2024. We don't know what the restrictions are going to be like. We have no idea what kind of magical baloney they're going to feed us. So if you can get out there in a safe manner and go, Sunday would probably be your best bet. That's what we're going to talk about on the game plans because of this swell is supposed to go away Saturday afternoon. Sunday may be the best day, but remember, the coastal fishing is going to be garbage after this giant swell. It's everything that's been laying on the bottom is going to be laying on the surface come Sunday morning. That swell is just turning the ocean upside down, upside down. It's probably the water's going to get colder than we've seen it in a very long time, and it's going to get very dirty. On the other note, though, that's going to help us tremendously for this hoop netting thing. It's going to make hoop netting epic. And Justin will be out tomorrow night. He's got another charter. He'll be out there tomorrow night. And then Justin and Pablo, hopefully Pablo, he's still dealing with his shoulder. It got really bad infected. But hopefully the two of them will be with us on Monday. And Justin said he's going to open up some open party trips for next week. If you look at the weather for next week, it's going to start raining again. I think we're in store for rain, a lot of rain in Southern California, a lot of great lobster fishing. I think things are going to be spectacular. But look at, yeah, I saw, that's what I was trying to look for. Look at the size of that red. That's a beautiful vermilion rockfish, gang. That's what I want to see a bunch of you posting on our website. I want to see a bunch of you posting big reds. What a phenomenal trip. Look at that. Beautiful reds. You want to get out there and go do that because on Sunday night at midnight, they're closing that rockfish thing because I guess Gavin Newsom and his friends are trying to develop some glass bottom boats where you can look down 700-800 feet under the water and see these things swimming around. So they're trying to save them for that. I don't really know what the thought process is. Right before my father passed away, God rest his soul, he had a meeting with the National Pacific Marine Fisheries Advisory Committee he sat on, and they told him that the stocks, the rockfish stocks, were better than they'd ever even guesstimated they could be. They recovered faster than they ever thought they would. And then my father passed away, and he was telling me before he passed away, it sounds like they're going to open up the Cow Cod Conservation Zone, son. It sounds like they're going to allow us to start catching these fish and those fish. And then my pops passed away. And then remember last year in the middle of the season, they had an emergency and they had to close down rock fishing on September 15th, 2023. And you couldn't fish shallow anymore and you could only fish deep. But if you went fishing deep and then you came back into the shallows, you couldn't have any rockfish on the boat. It's the dumbest thing. It doesn't make any sense, but that's what happened. So gosh, only knows what they're going to do to us here. And Wayne Cota said he's going to be on the show with me here beginning of the year to kind of talk about all this baloney. But I'm telling you, if you want some beautiful rockfish, do what Steven and his friends did and go rockfish fishing. Get those rockfish in your freezer, because God only knows if we're even going to get them. Are we even going to have a season? Are they even going to allow us to fish? But I know that they're going to allow us to fish for the next 3 days for them. So understand that. And now I'm going to talk about how to fish for them. If you're on our website and you're going out there, and I have this conversation with quite a few of our members, and I try to explain to them. I gave you some of the most prolific rockfish spots on my website, yoursaltwaterguide.com. When you go to those spots, the key to catching these things, because a lot of these spots aren't much bigger than your couch or your kitchen. A lot of these spots, it's imperative that when you drive up to them, you zoom in on your GPS plotter and you get it distance to go. It needs to be 0.00. If it's 0.01, you're not on the spot. It has to say distance to go, 0.00. Then, and only then, put the boat in reverse, stop it for a second, and drop immediately with a 12 or 16 ounce sinker, depending on the current. And get those 2 hooks down there as fast as you can, as quickly as possible. You want to get down there. If your GPS says 0.01 and it said 0.00 when you stop, by the time you dropped your line, it said 0.01, you're not going to get a bite. And I see so many people make this mistake. They get a bite right when they drop, right where I told them to drop. Then they just sit there and think that those fish are going to follow you along. Those fish aren't going to follow you along, gang. Those fish are on that little spot that I gave you. And they're on it. And I can go there tomorrow and catch a limit. You can go there tomorrow and catch a limit. No one moved these spots. No one moved the rockfish. You need to also turn your fish finding apparatus off. If you're going to go with my spots on my website, yoursaltwaterguide.com, when you're on the spots, you don't need to use your GPS. What you need to use, you don't need to use your photometer, your fish finder. You need to use your GPS. I'm sorry, back up. Boop. You don't need to turn on the photometer. GPS, 0.00, drop. It doesn't matter. You can look at it with your fish finder. Why do I say that to all my members? Most people don't even have a fish finder that can meter the bottom in 400 or 500 feet of water. It doesn't work that well. We're private boaters. Let's be honest. We're not running a unit like they have on the Royal Polaris or on the bigger yachts that I drove. So you want to just forget about looking for the fish. If you can get that thought process out of your mind and start just using the GPS, the numbers that I give you on my website, we've been catching fish on them, I know of, for 45 years. Because when I stole them from my dad's GPS, he was catching fish on them 45 years ago. But wait a minute, your dad didn't have a, no, he didn't. He didn't even have a Loran. He was using landmarks and time and distance and fishing. Well, we took all that stuff and we converted it into Loran numbers back in the day. And now it's a GPS numbers. We've been doing this for so flipping long. Back when we were doing it, like Don Brockman said yesterday on the Phil Freeman show, he knew when he was running over the fish, because you could smell the photometer, because we used to use paper graphs and they would burn on the stylus would come around and burn a mark on the paper, and you knew that was a fish and you could smell the paper burn. Well, all this stuff, those fish are still there. We just don't have to use that primitive stuff anymore. We have GPSs that put you within inches of that little spot. So you want to utilize that and take advantage of it. But what you don't want to do is you just don't want to go out there and then drift because you caught a fish right when you hit the bottom. Like Dave told me, oh, there's got to be more. You drop back down. Now you're in the mud. If you're catching a sand dab, you're in the mud. You're not on the spot. Sand dabs aren't living on those rockfish spots. Why? Because all the rockfish will eat them. They're living in the sand, in the mud next to the spot. So if you're dropping down and you're catching sand dabs, that's because you didn't zero out on the spot. You didn't stop at 0.00. You stopped close, but you didn't stop at 0.00. It's super important, gang, to understand what I'm saying. And if any of this starts to make sense and you're not a member of my website, go be a member. You only got 3 more days. My website is going to go up the day Rockfish closes. It's going to go up tremendously. It's going to go from $9.99 a month to $29.99 a month. Yep, it is. I got proof of concept. I got 4,200 members. They're having a ball. They're catching fish. We built the best fishing community ever made for fishermen. If you utilize it and you go on there and you ask each other questions and you post bitchin' pictures of the stuff you caught, you'll love the community. You'll love everything about the community. It all works together and it all works really clean and it all works really good. Look at, there's Tim Ogilvy and his son catching big rockfish on one of Pablo's hot spots out on the 9. And Pablo's giving you those numbers too. You can see Tim and his son, and you can see all the different members catching all these fish. But if you want to become a member of my website, KellyGirl wants you to wait till January 1st. She's already got stuff she wants at Sephora. I think it'd behoove you to get in now. You're all going to be members. I don't know what you're waiting for. You'll all end up being members because you're getting tired of the other websites that really don't give you any real information to work off of. My website has over 580 videos on it. We also have a phenomenal app. I spent an epic amount of money building the app, and then it cost me another $10,000 a year just to keep the app up and running and maintaining the app. That's all part of your membership. You don't have to pay extra for the app. I'm taking all that. I did all this for all of you so that you can be successful when you go fishing. I started this thing out at $4.99. All the people that signed up at $4.99, their price never went up. When I went to $9.99, they stayed at $4.99. Now the $9.99ers are not going up when it goes to $29.99. They'll stay $9.99ers. The question is, do you want to be a $9.99er or do you want to be a $29.99er? It's up to you. I know that, but I'm just trying to let you know that it's all going to change on the 1st of January, 2024. And you're going to be very, very sad because we have 600,000 followers right now. Do you think I'm going to have more followers next year on December 28th or less? I'll bet you I have a couple more. I'll just bet you. Do you think we'll have more members on the website or less? Do you think we'll have better information or shittier information? Everything's only going to get better, gang. It only gets better. It keeps getting better and better. Steven, you've been with me for a very long time. A lot has changed since the infantile days when I used to go with you guys on your little boats and go catch calico bass all day. A lot has changed. The website is epic. When I launched it, it had 30 videos. Now it has 580. We're adding brand new videos all the time. Game plans come out every Thursday, gang. I tell you exactly where to go, exactly what to do, and exactly how to do it. The hot spots videos, we have over 1,300 spots on the hot spots videos. If you're only looking for GPS numbers, save yourself a phenomenal amount of money. Go down to West Marine and buy one of those laminated charts. They got every spot on them. Every single spot is on those laminated charts. All the GPS numbers. There's a ton of websites like that. There's a ton of books. There's all kinds of stuff. None of these spots are secrets anymore. The big secret that no one ever shared, how to fish them. How to fish them, uphill current, downhill current, offshore wind, onshore wind. We cover every bit of that. I explained to you how to fish each and every spot. Catalina, San Clemente Island, Santa Barbara Island, San Nicolas Island. Sonny and I both put together a plethora of spots at the Channel Islands. We explained to you how to fish them all. Down in San Diego, explained to you how to fish the Coronados, how to fish all the coastal spots. That's never been done before. But if you're just looking for GPS numbers, go buy a laminated chart. Don't get involved in my website. Go get a laminated chart and go plug all those numbers into your GPS. You won't know what the hell you're supposed to do when you get there. You don't know if that spot's good for yellowtail, white sea bass, halibut, calico bass, rockfish. You just know there's a whole bunch of GPS numbers, which mean nothing. GPS numbers are worthless if you don't know what to do with them. I promise you that. So check that out. And one last thing I want to show you before we get more into this rockfish thing. I'm doing this for you guys for Christmas. This is your last opportunity to get involved with this. This is, get up there. Nope, not going to show it today. Okay, thank you. Okay, there it is. Lifetime membership, gang, for everybody that wants to get involved. $350. You'll never get a bill from me again. This is your opportunity to get involved in the greatest fishing website ever made anywhere on the planet Earth. There's nothing like it. I'll stand on the top of a mountain. I'll take every bullet for everybody about it. There's nothing out there anywhere on the planet that shows you exactly what to do and how to do it when you get there, and every kind of rigging and everything you need. It's your saltwater guide, $350. That's my gift to you guys if you want to get involved. If you want to get involved now. It's your last chance. You got 2 days left, and that'll be that. Sunday night, we shut down this. And when you call me, Steven, on Monday morning, you go, bro, I've been your buddy for a long time. I forgot to get in. I'm sorry. I don't care. You guys don't jump in now. You can't call me on the 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th and say, hey, come on. I've been a member for a long time. I just didn't get, I've talked about it the whole month of December. This is it. You're going to be super bummed when you go to sign up on January 1st and it's $29.99 and you're like, wow, do the math. All I got to do is live for a year and a half and I'm going to pay for it. The whole thing. Bundles. The bundles are $100 a piece. That's the hot spots. That's one bundle. The game plans, that's another bundle. The swordfish guru videos that I put together with the professional swordfish guys, those bundles are all $100 a piece right now. Do the math. That's $300. And your membership's $9.99 a month. You're already saving if you buy it. But then on January 1st, 2024, bundles are $200 a piece, and the game and the membership is $29.99 a month. And I haven't figured out what I'm going to charge you for a year, but I'll figure it out. I'm not a math major, but Elliot will help me tomorrow. We'll have it figured out, and it'll all be posted on Monday. And that'll be that. And you'll all be bummed, and you'll be going, oh, Captain Dave, you'll see me at the show at the Bard Hall show, or you'll see me at the PCS show, and you'll go, dude, look at, there's thousands of people standing in line to I should have signed up for the lifetime. Is there any deals at the show? Nope. This is it. You're going to be bummed. Get involved now. I'm telling you, you're going to be bummed. I'm not doing deals at the show this year either, because last year I did a phenomenal deal at the show and it went off great, but I don't have to do any more deals. So if you want a deal, this is your big deal. This is your big chance. Get involved. At the show, I'll be entertaining. I'll be giving out all kinds of great info, but there won't be any smoking hot show deals for my website. Come on, gang. We have proof of concept now. We have the best information ever made. There's guys that have websites that have nothing, have 5, 12, 25 videos on it, and they're charging $200 a month, $195 a month, $25 a month, $30 a month. They don't even have any information in. They're charging epic amounts of money. We have more information than anybody, better information than anybody. We have up-to-the-date information. We have an app that's fully able to be used on the Cortez Bank or in front of Santa Monica Bay. Don't be left behind. Get involved. I'm telling you, you're going to be super sorry. All right. Back to Rockfish, gang. It's imperative that you get those 0, and you get dropped down on it. And then as soon as you hook your fish, you wind it up, you take your fish off, you throw it in your deckhand sports bag, and you turn the boat around and you drive back to the spot. You cannot say, well, we just caught one here. You did not catch one there. You caught one over there at the numbers. If you look back at your GPS, while you're winding up the fish, just look over there and it'll say 0.03 or 0.06. You're moving, even though you don't think you're moving, even when it's flat, glassy, calm. You're moving with the current. That's the biggest mistake I see most of my friends and family make, is they do not get on the spot. And then when they do get on the spot and they hook a fish, they think that they're on the spot still. All you got to do is look at the GPS. And you're going to go, wow, I didn't even know we moved that fast. You did. You got to pull the boat back over to the spot and drop back down. You can't leave your buddy's line down and say, hey, I'll just drag you back over to the spot. It doesn't work like that. He's going to be all stretched out 300 yards, 500 yards. If you're 100 yards off the spot, you're not going to get bit. You have to be on the spot. And you're not going to drag your buddy's line over to the spot. But if you don't want to work, and I don't care what type of fishing you're doing, if you don't want to work at it, you're not going to get any results. You go on a sport boat, you look at the guys that are catching fish, they're never just standing there picking their nose. They're back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. The bait tank, back to the rod, throwing the bait out, back to their rod, back to the bait tank, back to the rod, back to the bait tank, over to their tackle box, grabbing some more fluorocarbon, grabbing another couple of hooks. They're never just standing there with their thumb in their butt or their finger in their nose, or they're not smoking a cigarette. They're fishing. They're engaged in the act of fishing. Fishing is easy if you know how, but it's also a ton of work at the end of the day. When I sit down, I'm absolutely wiped out. When I go fish the mangroves with my buddy Mark Rayer, I work my butt off from the second I get on the boat until we stop. If it's not rigging my rods, it's stripping off some line. If it's not stripping off some line, it's making 800 casts to make sure that my shrimp or my mullet are right on the roots. When I'm rockfish fishing, gang, I'm a real spaz. I'm dropping that thing down. If I don't get a bite the minute it hits the bottom, I know I'm not on the spot. I look at my GPS. I'm like, wind it up. You're like, I just got down there. Well, there's nothing here. Wind it up. Let's go. We got to get back over to the spot. We're already at 0.0 or 0.01. We're off the spot. We're not that far up. We're off the spot enough that we're not going to get bit. Back over to the spot. Back down. Back up. Back down. Back up. Over and over and over and over. Never stop. Never stop. Never stop. Work, 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 work. And then at the end of the day, you got a big bag of fish. But I'm telling you, oh, good. I'm telling you, you have to make sure that you work your ass off when you're out fishing. It's not a nice, relaxing day. If you don't want those pesky fish to bug you, if you don't want those pesky fish bugging you, just get out there on the boat, put on that old stinky piece of pink squid. Don't put on enough weight, and then you won't have to worry about them pesky fish bugging you. But if you want to catch fish every time, be the one that works the most on the boat. Be the person that works the hardest on the boat. Be that person. Whether it's a man or a woman, whoever works the hardest is always going to have the fullest bag. Always. If you watch, get on a sport boat and just watch what's going on. And look at the person that's always catching fish, and you'll be blown away. Yeah, Mike, I'll be able to help you out tremendously. If you become a sponsor of the podcast, I'll be able to help you out even more. Whatever, just give me a call. I'll help you. Wind them and grind them. Let's go find them. Absolutely. Don't just sit there waiting for something to happen. Make the magic happen. Be the hardest working person on your private boat. Be the hardest person on the sport boat. That's who catches all the fish. That is who catches all the fish. You got to work. You got to be willing to wind your line up 400 feet down if you miss the spot. I see so many people that are like, oh, I just dropped down. I'm just going to drift anyway. Just see if I can. What? Oh, I don't waste no time at all. I don't know if you guys have ever seen me speak, but I kind of got ADD. So I don't have a lot of time to sit around and wait for stuff to happen. I've got to make the stuff happen. And rock fishing is so important to make things happen. I've seen way too many of my members when I went with them on their boats, and I want you, when I was guiding, I would get on your boat in the beginning and I would drive. Yes, I want to show you what you need to do. This is what you need to do. But as the day progressed, then I would step aside and I want you to drive your boat. That's why I'm here, to teach you how to be the captain of your boat. In the beginning, I'm driving. And then as the day progresses, I'm letting you drive. And so many times the people would say, go ahead and let them go. And I'd look at their GPS. I go, dude, you're 2 clicks off of it. And they're like, yeah, isn't that good enough? No, it's not good enough, gang. It matters. Like we talked about yesterday with Bill Barney and the surf and all that stuff. Every single thing matters, gang. So if you approach this rockfish thing as, hey, we're just going to go rock fishing. It'll be a nice, relaxing day. We'll just go out there, get on Dave's spot. We'll just drift for hours. It's not how it works. It's super imperative. You can get your limits on 5 drops if you do exactly what I tell you to. Most people, though, their ego won't allow them to do exactly what I say. Maybe it's not ego. Maybe it's laziness. I don't know. It's one or the other. I think it's ego, but a lot of people are just lazy. But if you approach this thing with the intent that I'm going to make sure that every time I drop my line down, I'm 0.00 on my GPS, you will have a phenomenal. Wow, that was an incredible jump, Marley. I can't believe you jumped that far. You will have so much fun, and you'll go, wow, this rockfish thing isn't that hard. Well, no, it isn't, but you make it hard by approaching it lazy. Just like Darren's watching right now. Darren never, ever, ever fished the artificial reefs, ever. Now he's like Mr. Artificial Reefs. If you go and look on the app in the community section, or you look on the website in the fish report section, you'll see that he caught a ton of fish with his family. Sheephead, sargo, calico bass, and he got a big triggerfish. John Stanley and his wife Tina, they've been fishing the artificial reefs for 3 years. But it's a lot of work. When they get home, they go and they make chum buckets, and then they have to anchor on the spot, and they have to make sure they have the right sinker and the right hook and the right bait. And you don't just throw your line down and let it set on the bottom. They're constantly working it in the water column. They're constantly working. But if you look on the community or on the fish report, you're going to see time after time after time after time, the people that are being successful every day they go out are the people that are working the hardest. You know, Darren, you were just there. You can leave another comment. You were just there. You knocked the crap out of the fish. That was just amazing. You can't afford $9.99 a month. You don't have to upgrade. Stay with the $9.99 a month. Just stay involved with the website. Nobody's forcing anybody. Don't be sorry. It's just for the people that can afford. I don't want anybody. And if you want to call me up, talk about it later, we can talk about it later. I'll help you out in any way, shape, or form, whatever you need. I'm the most fairest human being on the planet. Here's a question. If you had your friends and family over for dinner and your main course had to be bait fish, anchovy, sardines, smelt, grunion, etc., what would you pick and how would you cook it? Squid. I would take squid. I would clean it, put it on a cutting board, pound it with a little tenderizing hammer, and I would cook it super high heat with some sweet butter, and then I would cut it all up real fine, and I would sprinkle it across pasta. That's the bait fish I would use. Other bait fish that I love to eat is sardines, anchovies, but they have to be prepared. I don't know how to prepare them, but I love anchovy paste. I love anchovies on my salad. I love anchovies on my pizza, but I'm not a preparer of the anchovy, so I don't know, but I can prepare squid better than anyone. And I love squid. I love the way it tastes. I love everything about it. So there you go. And let's see, what else do we got? Whoops, Dave, you damn, every time. I guess I would get fired if I was the production manager of this podcast. Please remind us, we know we're going in the PCS show. Are you going to be at either of the hall shows? Yes. Darren, listen, here's a commitment to all of you. If you guys show up, if you use my QR code and you show up at the Long Beach Bard Hall show and you make it so that I understand and you show me that you all care and you show up at the Bard Hall show in Long Beach, I will do the Bard Hall on Del Mar. But you got to show up. You got to show up. You got to let me know that you're there. Grab the Oh, hi, Elliot. Grab the QR code, gang. Get your tickets. Show me how much you appreciate me flying up from Cabo to do these seminars for you at the Bard Hall show in Long Beach. I will do the Del Mar show, I promise. But if nobody shows up and I don't have anybody in my audience, which is my fear because I haven't done the Bard Hall show in a long time, but if you show up at the Bard Hall show, I will come to the Del Mar Bard Hall show, I promise. But you got to show me that you guys care and that you're going to be there, because I haven't been at the Bard Hall show in 3 years. Used to be phenomenal attendance, phenomenal thing. So show me, come. We're going to give you $2 off your tickets to come to the show with the QR code or by entering the code YSWG 2024. If you show up, that'll help tremendously. There's the dates of the show. I will be there only on Saturday and Sunday. I will be speaking at 3 o'clock and at 12 o'clock up on the big main stage. There won't be any messing around. I won't be over at those little sideshow aquariums, all that crap. I'll be right there on the main stage, and it'll be good. All right? So that's my commitment to you guys. If you show up, I will show up at Del Mar. But then for sure, I'll be at the PCS show. That's already inked. That's already done. I'll be speaking there. And Bill even said, and Elliot backed me up on this, that I could have one seminar on the main stage with all the superstars of fishing. The guys that have like 3 and 4 followers and one social media platform. And they're the superstars of fishing. I'm going to get to go up on the main stage with some of those really superstars, the guys that have been in the industry for like 3 or 4 or 5 years, and they caught a big fish once. I get to go up on stage with those guys. I'm super excited, man, to grab some of their 12 or 15 followers, and it's going to be epic. It's going to be super cool. But I'll also have my very own stage in the back corner because, you got to put me in the back corner of the show because we got such a huge audience. We can't go in the main because there wouldn't be anywhere for anybody to walk or run or do anything. But I'm super excited to go up on the main stage with a couple of the superstars of fishing. I can't wait to get up there and listen to what they have to say. It'll be fun. I'm excited. I'm excited about Bard Hall. I'm excited to see what happens. I'm excited to see the attendance. I'm excited. And then on Sunday night, Elliot and I are going to go fishing with Justin. I have a bunch of people already sent me messages that want to be a part of it. I told them I'm not opening it up yet till you can guarantee me you're coming. If they're coming, we won't have any room. If they're not coming, we'll have 4 spots available with Justin on Bowline Sportfishing. We'll do the whole thing live. Elliot will be there filming with his super bitchin' camera. It won't be being done with Justin's telephone, even though Justin's telephone, Elliot, is doing a hell of a job. And then the Pacific Coast Sport Fishing Show, think of this, gang. The whole entourage. Kelly and Dave, Pablo and Kate, Justin and Amanda, the world famous Ryland, his brother Madden will all be in the booth, and Elliot Andrews will be there signing autographs and telling you how he made Dave famous. Elliot will be there. If you have a business and you need to sell some stuff and you want to get in front of people, there's nobody better in the business than getting you in front of more people than Elliot Andrews. He's going to be at the PCS show. I'm going to be there. KellyGirl, Kate, Amanda, Justin, and Pablo will all be there in our booth, and I'll be up on the main stage doing some phenomenal stuff. having a good time, bringing the kid, bring all your children. I work very, very clean all the time, just like my podcast. There's never a bad word. But like I tell all the children, if they're in the audience, I bring them up on stage. I give them all free stuff. My sister's going to put together a bunch of grab bags from Dana Wharf Sportfishing. We'll have plenty of stuff at Bard Hall for the kids. We'll have plenty of stuff at PCS for the kids. So don't be afraid to bring your children, and I'll entertain the heck out of them. I promise you. And you'll never go, oh, I can't believe I let my children listen to Captain Dave. You'll be stoked that you brought your children to listen to Captain Dave. And I always tell the kids, if you hear Captain Dave say a bad word, you all get more free stuff. I'm talking to KellyGirl. We're bringing all of our tackle out of our closet here at our house in Cabo. I'm filling up a giant suitcase and I'm bringing it all up and I'm giving it all away. At the PCS show, it'll be in our booth. We're going to have the time of our lives, gang. Everything's going to be cool. But don't forget to look at that's Justin live hoop netting in Long Beach, LA Harbor.
Yeah, I'm going to dodge this other net real quick.
Go back and watch it. It's available on Facebook.
You may have 3 keepers.
Also, he'll be going live tomorrow night. He has another charter. He'll be fishing in Long Beach Harbor tomorrow night and Saturday night. And it's going to be epic, like I was talking about.
Anthony
with the big giant swell and everything else. And I know most of you have to get back to work. We've already gone a full hour. Thank you all very, very much. Get out there and get some of those rockfish. Go check out my website. Get involved quick because Elliot's going to change all the pricing here in 2-3 days. January 1st, the prices are going up. Get in whatever level you want to get in at. If you're in already and you want to get some type of a deal, call me. Don't be afraid to talk to me. I'm the fairest human being on the planet. I'll take care of you. I'll get you dialed in. You won't be disappointed, but you know what you would be disappointed in? If you don't call me. If you don't call me, I can't help you. How do you call me? Call me 949-374-0786. Darren, Jeff, Augie, Devo, Dave Bird. Do I answer my phone? Always. I want to talk to all of you. I want to talk to everybody. Thank you, Jeff. Thank you very, very much. I try to make sure that I stay as good as I can to the children. They're our future. We need them to be involved. Hey, Paul. Cool. Paul's going with me on that trip. Great. It's going to be a fun trip. And then we got the great Elliot filming the whole thing. Or videoing it. Excuse me, Jack. There is no film anymore. I apologize, Jack. All right, everybody. Thank you very, very much. Don't forget, tomorrow's going to be epic. Dave Marciano from Wicked Tuna is going to be with Captain Dave Hansen. Are you out of your mind? Come on. Dave doesn't get any good guests. He only gets IGFA Hall of Fame captains and billionaires. And now Dave Marciano. Are you kidding me? All right. I'll see you all tomorrow. Have fun. Get ready. Tomorrow's going to be a phenomenal show. I guarantee you Marciano and I will make you laugh, if anything else. But you're going to learn a lot tomorrow about the